guys want to win the
Throw in the middle.
Yeah.
Those in the middle. And
Awesome. All straight ahead right here. Good to see you again. Amazing. Straight ahead, eye contact. Amazing.
It looks like the King Charles, was told about it over the weekend. And it looks like this is a carry-on of the visit that Harry did to the UK just a few months ago, first by himself and then followed by Meghan and his children to reconcile with his father and I guess with the rest of the family. The reality is there's a lot of, like everything around the Sussexes, there's a lot of hype around this. Is it a retreat from America and maybe a lack of the media success they wanted to have? Is it a retreat from the prying eyes of now US paparazzi going back into the heart of British paparazzi? But at the heart of it, it seems that the real story here is that they have put their two children, their son and their daughter, in British schools. And those British schools start next month in September, and they intend to be there with them. And from what we understand, they're not going to be living in any of the royal palaces. They're going to be living somewhere else. So a lot to be discussed there because, of course, one of Harry's big contentions with Britain and probably with his family was the security that was available for them once he and Meghan stepped back in 2020 from being, fully functioning members of the royal family and using the HRH. So what's going to happen with the security? Maybe Netflix is paying for it. So when they came to America in 2020, they did a number of things. They signed a big deal with Spotify. They signed a big deal with Netflix. Harry had a big book come out, a memoir, et cetera, et cetera. There was a little bit of ghosting and maybe a sharp elbowing with the Trump administration, and then a lot of cuddling with the Biden administration. And for a couple that said that endlessly said how they wanted their privacy respected, they seemed to make endless documentaries and films and audiobooks and podcasts about themselves all the time. But ultimately, I don't think, even with a full primetime interview with Oprah and the revelations that came out of that, many of which stung the royal family, which, stinging the royal family seems to happen every couple of weeks if you just ask Prince Andrew, I think that more than anything, they didn't achieve the superstar status they wanted. They were royalty among Hollywood royalty because America, as much as we've thrown off the yoke of the British monarchy 250 years ago, we love a good king, queen, prince, and princess. So I think in that sense, in the absence of Taylor Swift, real American princess, I think in many ways that they fulfilled that role. Were Meghan and Harry successful insofar? Did they have hit shows, best-selling books, and a lot of interest? Yes. Were they successful insofar as they had their deals renewed and there was a lot of money put back in their pockets? No. Especially in terms of Netflix, who, while they work with them again, didn't pony anything up at the front end. Having said that, as I believe Oscar Wilde said, there's nothing, as long as they keep talking about you, it must be something. Good publicity, bad publicity. Harry lost a big court case in the UK just a couple of months ago. He actually swore just as recently as May that he would never go back to the UK. Now he's going back to the UK because they have learned the number one Hollywood trait, which is you never say no. You say you're interested, we'll think about that, but you never say no. And they now know, going back into the UK, they've created a whole new media sensation, which is why we're talking about these two. And him and Meghan have kept that flame aflutter. So I think in that sense, if you look at how quickly Hollywood careers can burn out, on that level, by that metric, they've been successful. Whatever it will be, there is going to be more. And let's also remember, when we talk about Hollywood, we can talk within the confines of LA County. But Hollywood, as David Ellison and as everyone else has shown us, is a global presence. And certainly in that sense, they are not done. Will they show up on chat shows in the UK or maybe even in France? I don't know how good Harry and Meghan's French is, but I think that they are far from the camera. Look, Harry and Meghan have what they used to call on TV red light addiction. As soon as they see that camera go on, they're playing to it. They're good at it. They were in many ways from different backgrounds, but born to it. And they're going to continue doing it for sure.
Super chill, super relaxed.